7 daughters. Among them, Shahana died young and Father Muthu passed away in childbirth. The daughters of O.L.M Macan Markar were strong, determined and religious women. They kept the family together with their love and kindness. Many of them were also talented cooks.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Zaina, a great-great-granddaughter of Nafeesa Umma. We Macan Markars are foodies, we love to cook and we love to eat. Many of the Indian and Middle Eastern inspired dishes we cook today are passed down from our mothers and mothers' mothers and so on. Those days there was scarcely any cookbook or Google recipe for cooking. So these were closely guarded family secret that has been already passed down through the generation. In the background of me, you can see some of the traditional dishes that have been done by our families.
Sausage and mustard, while we're in the mood, cold jelly and custard.
My great-grandmother and when my grandmother's time and all, there were these sheikhs coming to Gaul and all this Haseena Mami and all of them lived in the big house in Gaul Fort. So all of them used to go there and the sheikhs' wives and all the ladies also used to come mixing. So they go and cook together and all that. So most of the Muslim dishes we make like Goshoru, the Alisha and all, they have learned from them. It was passed on to our mommy's generation. Actually my mommy's family all are good cooks, even this generation, all my cousins, everybody all over the world are very good cooks. Then I also learned a lot from my mommy and my auntie, Nabavi auntie. They say when they were small, when they go to Colombo, they used to stay with two auntie and them in their house. So Chaudhary auntie, all of them, two auntie, Nupus auntie, all of them, they get together and they cook and they do everything, this chocolate pudding and all that cocoa pudding they learned from there. But they also said that during the Second World War time, most of the families went and lived in Hirimbura, in bungalows, where these other Punjab people, Russian people, all of them also were there. The army, maybe the army, I think. So these people, mommy and them caretakers used to go there and mingle with them and learn about their food also and come and cook at home. That's how this Russian curry, Punjabi curry and all that came into. Most of the food actually that generation's food only we are still loving and eating. Actually I don't think we have innovated anything after that.
If you like, I will relate about the Macan pudding. Most of the things what I know is I learned from Macans. When I go to Colombo, those houses, every meal they have a dessert. I was watching at these people's house.
Which one?
Padmama's house,
Yeah,
Mama's house,
yeah.
Tarat Road houses. All those houses, those are my mother's uncle's houses.
Yeah.
That is so when we go to Colombo, we stay there, no?
Yeah.
So in those houses, they used to have desserts for each meal,
Okay.
even for morning, afternoon, dinner,
Yes.
everything very, very important to have.
मूंछों को थोड़ा राउंड घुमा के अन्ना के जैसा चश्मा लगा के कोकोनट में लस्सी मिला के आ जाओ सारे मूड बना के मूंछों को थोड़ा राउंड घुमा के अन्ना के जैसा चश्मा लगा के कोकोनट में लस्सी मिला के आ जाओ सारे मूड बना के और रजनी फैन don't miss that chance all the Rajini fans don't miss that chance lungi dance 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 disco mein jab ye gaana bajega on the floor aana padega lungi ko uthana padega
Nafeesa Umma had 5 children: Rabia, Katheeja Ralia, Ahmad Samsudi, Muhammad Yaqub, and Muhammad Ibrahim.
All that I know was my mother said that Nafeesa Umma was something she had to pass 56. I was born in 56 Lighthouse Street. And when she had to pass my house to go somewhere because she was not well or something. But she made my mother bring me to the door, and she had wanted to see me.
Nafeesa Umma is O.L.M Macan's sister. Then her daughter is Rabia. Then from Rabia comes Nur Mursia. That is my mother. Then from me, and Nafeesa, now from me it goes to my daughter is Faiza. I have 3 children. That is Faiza, Afzal and Shamila. Then from me, from my eldest daughter, she has a son called Farah, Ishrat and Razeena. So eldest boy has got married to an Indonesian Muslim girl. And from her, she has got 3 sons. That is my great-grands. My grandson is Falik, my and I'm a great-grandmother of the family. I think we are, I'm the 7th generation in our family. Great-grandchildren are the first one is 9 years. Then the second one is about 6 and the other one is about 3. They are the 7th generation.
අරංගලේදී මැණිකෙට වරද ලැබුණුදා රන් පොට තෙලඹුව මැණිකෙට වරම් ලැබුණුදා.
The house next to it is Sapud, which is where the Abdurrahim started their first shop, and now it is Sapud. The interesting story here is one of the Sapud grandfathers were the original chefs. And apparently he was one of the uncles for Razeena Chachi, Haseena Chachi, Katheeja Umma, and all of them apparently. He was a chef and he used to come to his house and he used to tell his children, come here, I have some nice good recipes, what I have learned from being a chef in the entire Silk Route in the ship. And ultimately that's how the France Apa, the Tarawa Badan, the Koli Apan, the Adukuroti, the what you call then this Bankoli Badan, all of those were learned from him. But his children didn't learn, but it was the Macan, Haseena Chachi and all of them only went and learned.
Safaa Umma had 2 daughters, Fatima Madani and Siti Safaa. Unfortunately, she passed away after giving birth to her second daughter.
After my mother's birth, he did not survive for long. He passed away. My mother was brought up by her auntie. Razeena Chachi brought up my mother, and Haseena Chachi brought up my Katheeja Umma, that is his uncle's mother. But anyway, they both are looked upon as parents by my mother as well as my Katheeja Umma.
My mom was very close to Haseena Mami, and she used to go there because they were living next door to each other. And the Mami used to go, my mommy is Nasabia. She used to go and learn a lot of cookery, a lot of recipes, which I think Haseena Mami has learned from Egypt. Things that she learned were the Bovashore, Alisha, then some other cuisine like stuffed lamb, turkey butter, to name a few of the puddings like the mahalabia and French hoppers, which is called kurang sab.
Katheeja Umma had 7 children: Muhammad, Fatuma Irifa, Aina Nafeesa, Muhammad Atta, Rafia, Amina Hanim, and Siti Halima.
My grandmother, Katheeja Umma, was the first woman Muqaddim appointed by Sheikh Ibrahim Al-Fasid. Katheeja Umma was born in the year 1884 and she lived for 68 years. She was a pious and a religious lady. She spent most of her time in religious activities to upgrade the Muslim ladies of God. The first Shaduriya Ratib was started in year 1936 at O.L.M Macan Markar residence with the participation of only 4 ladies. They were Mrs. Katheeja Umma Tasim, Mrs. Siti Haseena Mama Hanifa, and Mrs. Siti Suhaila Ismail, and Mrs. Siti Fatuma Maka.
He was born in 1884 and passed away in 1952 at the age of 68 years. At that time, I had to tell my age now, I was born, so I was 12 years old. I remember her as a small maid lady we always, whenever I went to golf or she was there, sort of welcoming us, wanting us to eat all the time. To make the family happy, she would go to any extent. Like, for example, I was told that everybody knows Auntie SK. Her mother passed away when she was only 13 years, and she had a huge responsibility of her brothers and sisters. Anyway, whenever she felt a little upset, or that's a natural thing without a mother, the father would come, it seems, that is Samsuddin Macan Markar, the brother of my grandmother, and call my mother, who was the same age, to be with her for a couple of days, or to play with her and make her happy, without even thinking or saying. My grandmother used to send my mother. That is to show that she wanted that family also to be very happy.
She's a very active lady. She prays and all. She's very fond of me. Talks to me well. Always. Yes, she used to cut bread and all and give me all the jam and all. She just cuts and she feeds me. And he's happy that I came. I can remember I was about 12 years when she died. and she was at the old house in Port, and she's very old, and she forgets when I was that age. Family food dish, those days I can remember our big city auntie used to tell Aina Umma's one uncle, he's a chef in the Singapore shipping. Then he likes these grandchildren, his sister's children, Aina Chachi and Aina Chachi. So when he comes, they close one room, he the one who teaches them to make koli badam, France supper, turkey, all those food patties. Shadilia Sheikhs comes and stays with Aina Chachi. So they stay for months. So she prepared lot of food, that Alicia, then al-basara, those turkey and all roti. And I heard sometimes sheikhs also had given recipes to make cabbage rice, gochori, like some food like that. From them, all our family people learned.
After a long time, I make in the Goa-shol. After Appa, I never make very much. He used to love it.
Lift the cover and look inside your heart. We got a little bit far we go, and then it's another part. There's no fight, we can't fight. This battle I've done with me, you win again. So little time, we do nothing but compete. There's no life on earth, no other could see me through. You win again. So little time, but if anybody can.
Before Nobu, we have one prayers. That is Talapatiya we pray. For the Talapatiya, Aina Chachi, and we fast and go Talapatiya time. Then she make rice roti and sambal and egg curry and shaunarsi kanji. So after her, we miss all those programs.
This is Nafeesa is a very good cook. She prepares the meals at home for the family. Avial, total, baked breadfruit, different types of fish curries and beef curries. And some to be mentioned, the puddings are also very tasty. We really enjoy the tasty meals given to us. This Avial, total and all are what they taught us. And then they like the shorties, adukku roti and things they used to prepare. So we also enjoyed, and now we also know how to prepare those things. Even the desserts, bread pudding. Last week also I made a bread pudding and my children were telling it's very delicious, mommy. So I told my mother only taught me how to make bread pudding.
රම්බර කියපන් උඹේ නොම්බරේ තන්දුරි කමුද නොදා බරබරේ වාකරේ කවුද ඉන්නේ ජරමරේ අම්පාරේ මල්ලි නිදිද කාමරේ ජම්බෝලේ වගේ ඉන්න සුන්දරා සම්බෝලේ කොටල ගමුද ලුණු දමා දංගොල්ලේ මාමා ඇවිත් මහකුණා ගස් පල්ලේ ඉඳන් බොමුද රාපෙලා
Razeena Umma had 4 children. Sheikh Abdul Qadir, Fatima Naima, Muhammad Sheikh, and Dr. Makki Samsuddin.
My Bapama was concerned, she used to go and spend a lot of time in Gaul, holidays, and she used to, I'll never forget, she used to give us a bath. And she was also very fond and loving, and she was a good cook. She used to be very good at Rulan al-Basra. And my auntie also used to make it quite well, very well. But she used to break the egg shell so that the servants would know how many eggs she put into it.
Razeena, she was a character. She used to love to cook, and she had a mind of her own. She wouldn't, tolerate any nonsense, and but she was very kind and loving at the same time, and quite a jolly person.
She was my maternal grandmother. She was a very intelligent female, and she was quite a disciplinarian as well. She took an active interest in my childhood days as well, because I lived in Gaul. Very fond of us also at the same time, spoiled us as well. But she was a character, and I think everybody in our family looked up to her, respected her, to an extent was frightened of her as well.
I think I came so much later, but all I remember was this, she was like a powder puff, so beautiful and pink, and I would say more like an English woman, but in a sari. And my recollections of her are more after we moved to Cambridge Place in Colombo.
I have to admit she's a bit snooty. Not a bit, I think.
That's an understatement, I think.
But
we all loved her.
Yeah, I think she spent a lot of time with my sister, because you used to always say how she always body wash her and sponge her, and her arms were so soft. I remember Data telling me those days that more than my mum, my grandmother used to look after her a lot.
She spoke to Sir Muhammad. She wasn't held in awe. She spoke to her as her brother, and she was absolutely confident and told him what she had to say. She just considered the family an aristocracy. We had enough arguments over that.
Like my mother said, she was always going on to Mummy to have another child. So because, and then Mummy had me when she was 40, totally unexpected. And then she kept on telling Mummy to make dua that it's a daughter, because that will be very helpful when, for Mummy.
And when she told that we are coming to Gaul, she will buy a full basket of mangoes and put it under her bed. Likewise other things. And then she'll get, things like poribulanga and all those sweet meats done, especially for us. And we should really enjoy it. I still remember before Aunt Naima got married, I used to write to my grandmother every week or at least once in 2 weeks. And in that I make request. She asked, what do you want? I say, I want elugus and other sweet meat. So she gets Auntie Naima and the servants there to do it and send it by train in cow and get things. Then the gardener would go to the Marudana station or port station, meet the station master and collect the goods.
Recipes and all, wonderful, when you think about it, it's come down from her to my mom. She made this Rulan al-Basra with the semolina and the Gova shore, and also the normal al-Basra. And I don't think they like to share their recipes, of course. Yeah. And one thing I would like to say is, I don't know how far it's true, but my uncle Mackie, he used to say that, that is my mom's brother,
used to say that the recipe for the fruit salad, the regular fruit salad which we eat today, was for the whole of Sri Lanka came from my grandmother. But I don't know how far that's true.
He said at the Golfes Hotel there was some dinner or something and they ate the fruit salad.
Yeah.
And from that point onwards, so he said, they claimed the recipe
came from Umma. The recipe came from Umma originally, but the Golfes Hotel also did it.
And even the albasara, the recipe, whatever way of doing it, those servers can come there. She's making. She has to ask them to do a company or something. And she will do it herself and crush the eggshells and throw it.
Haseena Umma was the youngest of O.L.M Macan Markar's daughters. Even though she didn't have any children of her own, she was like a mother to all her nieces and nephews. She was bedridden towards the latter stages of her life, but was a strong and independent lady and was definitely interested in always making sure that the muscat was done right and was aware of everything that happened around her.
During my childhood, Aina Chachi lived in Seaview. I called her Achum. Achumma's room was the corner room in the rampart side and she used to sleep in a big kavichya. I used to play bat and ball with my friends at the ramparts in the evening and always the ball hit her windows. When the ball hit her window, she would shout for Abu Nana who used to work there. She would shout, "Go get that ball and don't give to those children." Like that, we have broken a lot of windows at Seaview.
I remember her the 27th night when they had this distribution of money to the poor, the zakats, you know. Once I asked, I was as a child, I asked for the money, the gift, but she wouldn't do that. She made me go back and come with the crowd, come with them, like, so, that was not to differentiate me. Then at that point, even that was Auntie, the Haseena Mami, I think.
Haseena Mami was a great lady. She stayed. She was the mainstay at the big house. He was behind the formation of the Umul Fokora Ladies Zavia in Gaul, and which up to now is very, very active. And she was a real boon to the ladies of Gaul Fort, especially in the religious sphere and the activities of the Zavia.
Haseena Mami used to be like very generous, very kind, and when she comes, Mami would always call her for a meal. And when she was sick, it's amazing, though she didn't have children, how the cousins all rallied round and each of them took a turn to go and spend time with her in Gaul. So when Mami and Dad used to go, I also used to go with them and stay in Gaul. It was sad because she was so sort of an active person, and when she was in bed, she was in bed for a long, long time.
Actually, she was the light wire, the family, the Markar family in Gaul. She stayed alone in that house, that big house, and did the kanji, all the kanji was done by her. She attended to all that, and she did an amazing job actually, and all the nephews and nieces were very fond of her, and she was very fond of them, and she would spoil us. She ran the show.
Aina Chachi, she was the old lady who stayed in our Seaview house, and she is the one who runs our notebook, tamam and all. We used to go, and for the Tarabia prayers we go. Then Friday Tasbiyah we go. So, and for Perinal Day, dinner we go and have dinner with for the Ramadan dinner, night. And she have 2 kanjis, and her kanjis are very tasty, and her food also, all the food is tasty.
The late night prayers with special food of Ummamas is a treat. The apple with onion sambal is quite a treat. This is not hoppers, it's thick in the middle, has no crispy crust around it. I still make it in the US, but I substitute rulan instead of rice flour due to health reasons. Mama's Kozambu kanji is nothing but the best. Umama distributed the kanji to the mosque and few homes in Galle Fort. Many refer to as Makanudu kanji. Not everyone makes it the way Umama did. I did learn and I still make it in the US. We do have few people living in our area who originally lived in Galle Fort and have tasted this kanji. When I make the kanji, they still refer to as Makanudu kanji.
عاشوا والله عاشوا يلا قوموا صاروا قوموا غنوا معانا وقولوا ويانا والزين حضره والسهرة كملت وكلنا بصوب ويا المحبوب والزين حضره والسهرة كملت كلنا بصوب ويا المحبوب قسم على الوتر ورقص الزمر قسم على الوتر ورقص الزمر والبيض وياهم شوفوا محلاهم والبيض وياهم شوفوا محلاهم ايوه قسم على الوتر ورقص الزمر والبيض وياهم شوفوا محلاهم ورش الاطياب بيد الاحباب طيب يا حوام يمنا سوا
Antila, can you tell a little bit about the cocoa custard, how it originated?
The cocoa custard, actually Auntie Amina was the eldest in the family and she was very good at making sweets and desserts. She used to make the puddings and everything at home. I was a little girl and I wouldn't know, but I have heard that she made lovely desserts. Puddings decorated beautifully, and she used to make lovely marzipans, and she has won an award also during the British times for her marzipans. Now then she used to do the puddings, and then Auntie Toof also used to do it, and then came down to Auntie Nufus. By about 11 years, Auntie Nufus had to leave school. And then Daddy used to tell her, now you make a pudding every day for me and for my brother, Sir Mohammed. So she used to make small cups of pudding and decorate it and send it to the uncle and the father. And all the puddings that they made those days were made with bread, where they used to steam the puddings or they used to bake the puddings and all the other different chocolate puddings and all that with bread. But when Auntie Nufus was about 11 and began to get a little older, she began to experiment and she started to make the chocolate pudding, cocoa pudding with milk without the bread. And then gradually it evolved into a delicious pudding, and subsequently she decided to use the condensed milk. So then she made the pudding, and then I suppose they would have all liked it. And during Aunt Ziti's wedding, she had made puddings for, I don't know whether it was a volima or what it was, a big function.
where they had to steam the puddings 10 cups at a time. Abdullah Haji was doing that in the kitchen, in those huge big cauldrons on the open fire. And today, we too all make the cocoa custard, but I suppose each one of our puddings tastes a little different to the other. But the original recipe is what we all follow.
Flush and fever from your eyes. Hey baby, come over here and shut them tight. I'm not denying we're flying above it all. Hold my hand, don't let me fall. You've such amazing grace. I've never felt this way. Oh, show me heaven, cover me, leave me breathless. Oh, show me heaven, Here I go, I'm shaking.
I set off on a quest to discover my roots and find out about the lives of my ancestors. In the process of making this video and finding answers, I made connections across the generation gap, established closer bonds to my family, met a wide variety of people, and ventured out of my comfort zone. I learned about the beauty of a slow-paced life without modern technology, the wonder and magic of gardens, the closeness of extended families, especially amongst cousins, and the food that bonded families and gave people joy. I learned how a small-town businessman persevered and established a family firm which has lasted through the turn of 2 centuries, and the importance placed on education and learning. Most of all, I learned what a well of stories each one of us carries. This is just part of the story of the descendants of O.L.M Macan Markar. There are many more stories out there waiting to be told.
From Alabama with my banjo on my knee, and I've gone to Louisiana, my true love for to see. Where it rained all night the day I left, the weather it was dry, and the sun so hot I froze to death. Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. And I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee.
We on a tour to go.
Bye.
Time to say goodbye. Paesi che non ho mai veduto e vissuto con te. Adesso si rivivrò con te. Partirò su navi per mari e io lo so, non esistono più. Con te io li rivivrò, con te partirò.
I'm Samir and I'm Zaharia Shuri Macan Markar grandson. And the favorite thing I have about being in her family is just getting together and having fun. And this is my brother Rashad and this is Amina.
Amina, what do you like about Umma?
To play with her.
What do you like to play with Umma?
Stuffy. She likes playing with her stuffed animals.
Rashad, what's your favorite thing about spending time with Umma?
Playing cars. Ooh, one more thing we all like. Candy. My favorite part about being in Umma's family is coming together for Eid and having a big festival and celebration.
Spinning.
And then one step and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor. The doctor said, "No more monkey jump." And don't forget to poop on you. Hello everyone, my name is Tahir. This is my brother Taib.
My name is Sanari Ismail. I'm 13 years old and I'm tired of being told that I'm too young to concern myself with issues that are to be passionate about certain problems in society, to understand what's going on in the news. Well, I think I'm old enough to understand that children, men, women, infants are being killed every day by the hands of someone with a gun.